My name is Psi Divine. Welcome to my channel. I do appreciate you being here. And if you would do me a favor, if you enjoy the video that you're about to watch, hopefully to the end, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, let me know you're here. This reading is for Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, the month of February. Information you just might need to know. Perhaps a few lessons you can skip. Let's just find out what's here. All right. Now, I did lay out news and gossip and the others. Also at the end, a collective. And then the yes and no. But let's take a few cards just to let us know how things are starting. For Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And I'll take you separately. You know what? No. Let's see. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay, so Capricorn, I think we need to start with Capricorn. Okay, so it looks right off like we've got some work things going on. And what's covering that? The sun. In the sun, I feel like there's something that was joyful. Not so much anymore. We're losing the light at work. For some, this could be waiting to work. Let's see what else we get here. Some feel tied down to a potential situation with work. In a Nine of Swords, it's worry, it's concern. So some of you are feeling some type of concern with work. I see that. Inner King, it's waiting for support. Hoping the scales of balance will tip in your direction. But we are looking for balance, looking for acceptance, looking for that place to go to next. So we've got some sword action going on here. Some of you are just waiting on news about work. What's going to happen next? And you are a hard-working person, but feeling a little bit pessimistic. Some of you are feeling like you're being deceived. You may be feeling like the person who is able to provide balance in a working situation is being a trickster. Oh, and the devil sits here. Some of you who are going through this waiting with work, feeling tied down, unable to move to a new job situation, it feels like it's time to accept things as they are and make a decision if you're going to stick it out or not. For some of you, this is making the decision to continue to wait on things like unemployment, knowing that work should be returning at some point, hoping for conditions to improve. But it's a cycle that you're experiencing at this point. And it brings in this awareness of loss, waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of feeling. Some of you are walking away from a situation to avoid further loss. Yeah. Some of you are dealing with a situation where you are accepting that you may have been cheated, lied to. This brought an ending to a situation. And there was money here. Money expected. Perhaps money earned. In the Queen of Swords, in the Queen of Wands, we have someone who's like got their back turned, obviously. This is the energy of feeling like you've been taken advantage of in a work situation. Okay. So this work situation for some of you, this doesn't sound good at all. Some of you are going to be dealing with a work situation that really just causes major problems in the home, family. Makes relationships off balance for sure. So we're waiting for some type of concern, care, response. I get what popped in my head is the hand that rocks the cradle. So for some of you, you're dealing with a situation where you kind of know what's coming. You know nothing's going to change. But it feels like choosing to avoid. Like it's almost the energy of feeling like avoiding something feels better. Being able to feel like we can expect but not make moves on it. And we're getting a look at what was, what could be. Gosh. It's like being aware of what's the outcome here? I'm sorry, this feels like heavy decision to be made. So it's a turning point at, it's like a lot of chips have fallen, a lot of things have changed, and not for the better. So a decision has to be made. Because feels like the energy of, I don't want to say a standoff, but it can only go up from here. It's got to get better. There's got to be another choice to make. It's doing something about the static energy. It's doing something, making a decision. It's making a decision about self-fulfillment. But it's recognizing the restraint of a situation. Again, this could be money. Some of you could be recognizing that certain situations, are not sustainable. They're just not. So let's give something a little more light. Let's give some more light to this. What's the advice here? Give me a second. Wisdom for this. So for the wisdom in this situation, a little advice from spirit guides for Capricorn. It wouldn't be a bad idea to let this time, again, be fuel. Let it be fuel to get you up and out there into the next phase. This is the night he's on his thing. This is about action. This is about, scooping up another 10 scoops of self-confidence. Having the passion to move forward towards your goals. For some, it'll be kind of making a walk towards another job, another situation, we'll just say. In relationships, this is about being passionate, feeling restless, feeling daring towards another. But let's keep with this, the funds and the money. Advice. So what we want to do, Cap, we want to assess what happened. We want to leave some bad energies, thoughts behind. You want to push that off. This is like work emotional baggage. It's letting go of codependent thoughts, addictive thoughts. It could be addictive behaviors for some. For others, it's allowing others to control a situation or letting negative thoughts control a situation. It could be like, you think yourself into not moving. Okay? This can be doing things and stopping. Starting, stopping. Starting, stopping. It is something to stop doing. It's about finishing what we start at this time. Recognizing, power and the influences that might put us in situations we know better. Okay? So here's the decision that needs to be made. The turning point that even in the advice can still be initiated by you, Capricorn. It's not a situation that's bad luck change beyond the control. We still have the ability to correct, put ourselves back on track, or pick the proper timeline. Now, we can pick the proper timeline, or we can go back into the old cycle. This feels like addiction. Some may be dealing with addiction themselves, or may be dealing with the addictions of another. Some of you may be working with somebody who has some, bullying qualities, issues with money. Some of you can stop waiting for someone else. I feel like I gotta say, this feels like the energy of waiting on someone to restore balance, restore work. But in the midst of that is the decision to confine the self. It's like the goal of accepting the way things are has been achieved. It's like accepting the pause, creating the pause in life for yourself. For some of you, it'll be finding freedom in nothingness. Okay. For some of you, it will bring sadness. It'll bring some negative behaviors, thoughts. Okay, these two came. But this action at this time is choice. It's by choice. Knowing what can be, knowing the direction things can go in. If we notice here, we've got incoming, we've got outgoing. And at neither point are we looking up to acknowledge. So it's looking down, it's looking ahead, it's looking at self. For me, in this Hierophant, always feels like somebody blocked to change. Somebody who doesn't want new things to come in. It's a go with the flow. Or ignore the flow. Back turned. So, feels like the blame game. We get the Three of Pentacles here. See, on one side, there is help. And then on the other side, there isn't. This is a conflict with a group of people. So this can be unhappiness at work. Someone believing that another person isn't intelligent enough to do the work, able to do the work. And then we get the Lovers. Somebody at work is dealing with people who, this feels like issues at work that come from having haters, people that just don't really like you. You may be at work with people you don't like, and it's time to make a decision on what comes next. Do you want to stick this job out? But it's almost like knowing, Capricorn, I feel like you know what has to come next with work. But it's like you're being shorted, being cheated, could be moving into other places. It could also be knowing that your work or business is not going to survive in the long run and working for nothing or feeling like it. For others, it's waiting for the work to end. Having that insecurity and awareness that these things could come to an end. And so we're not feeling really passionate about work, not really inspired about work. But it's like stealing time from yourself, if I may say so myself. What's waiting? Oh, wow. Okay, in the Four of Pentacles, it's blocking change, choosing to block change, not doing anything different, while simultaneously focusing on greed. I don't get that. Maybe you're focusing on the greed of others. That could be it. and I did this a little bit backwards, I know. So let's see what word is here that you need to keep in mind for the month of February, Capricorn. All right, I'm going to walk through these letters here. Some of you will be paying to clean something. Some of you may be taking a job cleaning up things. For some of you, this is a problem because it's a connection to someone or something that you don't like. Now, it should be mentioned that there's a blank tile here. And in the blank tile, you have choice. You have decisions. So it's not a fixed situation. We're not going down a water slide and can't stop ourselves. It's an opportunity here all throughout to make a different decision. Some of you be very careful around sharp equipment. Over the next 5 days, be very careful around others, around equipment. Just keep your eyes peeled. For others, you'll be praying that you haven't been cut from work. Some of you, please watch how you talk to people at work. Be careful of the jokes that you make. Some of you will be hoping that someone at work will lie on your behalf because you were a little bit late getting back. For some of you Capricorns, you're going to hurt someone with a lie. For some of you, it's just something you do. For others, it is an experience for them. For others, it will be an experience. Some of you will be lying to get out of a situation with someone. Okay, some of you will be pretty much down to say anything to get yourselves out of a situation. This involves a relationship or someone that you're just having a little fun with. You should remember the lie because it's going to come back around. Let's clarify this. What is the outcome of this? Well, we get the thief here. Yeah, what else? Oh, okay. Well, that person isn't happy, that's for sure. Some of you Capricorns who are making, are expressing an untruth to get out of a situation. You should understand that someone who is quizzing you on it already has all the answers. They're just kind of waiting to see how you respond. This will be someone taking a new approach or pushing someone towards taking a new approach on dealing with you. And then we have the Magician. This is, the Magician with his back turned is kind of being crafty, deceptive, not being wholly honest, cooking up scams and schemes in the background. At least that is the thought of the person you're interacting with. And then we get the Knight of Wands. This is someone who becomes restless over this. It's, you know, it's... For some of you Capricorns, be very careful, because the first thought I got was somebody starting to kind of figure out a way to do something. This involves surveillance of a communication device. Hint, hint. Some of you may leave your communication devices laying around or where they can be looked at by others. I feel like that's something you want to be aware of. Watch your communication devices, because someone who you interact with on a personal level is now getting hip to the game, and they're going to start getting answers. Seek and ye shall find. Yeah, some of you Capricorn did just, okay, I don't have anything else. Keep track of what you're saying, because somebody is now paying closer attention. So the any sneaky things going on, you know, it's just getting a harder look at this time. Is this work, love? This feels like the energy of somebody who might be sleeping with someone at work, if I just should put that there. This feels like the energy, because there's money here, there's the messages here, we've got pentacles, and we've got cups. So we've got finance, physicality, we've got relationships, and feelings. This is somebody who feels like they've given up a lot, had to walk away from something. Someone who feels lost for interacting with someone. And they're waiting, like, okay, perhaps the messages that came in were once good, but then it was bad. These are people who, it feels like work. It feels like there was money there, and it feels like a relationship of some sort that had financial connections to it. Someone had to walk away, or be quiet, or turn their back. Save face is what I just heard. Then we get the Seven of Pentacles. It comes around. It's a relationship that ends up with no result, no reward. Waiting for something to come. You know, we're not watching it grow. We're watching what it was, what's left. Somebody realizing that another person didn't have the best motives. Some may have done some things that they might regret doing with the Capricorn, for the Capricorn. This could have been somebody who gave favors that could have gotten them in trouble. Someone who may have sacrificed or enhanced another situation financially. Now somebody is kind of like feeling the absence. Now there's this end. And it feels like someone's turned their backs, Cap. Now, here, this is someone whose ego is not working in the best way. This could be, though, waiting to hear from someone, waiting for something, but knowing it's not coming. What is the action, the other? Final action, I'm done with this part here, yo. So, there is going to be a confrontation for the person who is loving on the other at work. There is going to be a confrontation. It ain't gonna go well. Especially if at least one of y'all ain't calm, cool, collected, and therapeutic. Because this is a volcano back here. So someone's been building up energy, building up anger. Resentment is a better word. Indeed, this is the energy of someone who is discovering that they are one of many. If you see her here, she's leaving here. And then there's this whole new relationship. Wow. This is like if you have multiples, number 5 feels like number 7, and number 2 feels like number 11. There will be confrontation. My advice, Capricorn, is be prepared and don't fly off the handle. That is making your own karma beyond what you already will have to deal with. That is not for everyone. I should say that. Remember, while they're collective readings, my messages tend to be for 1 or 2 people specifically who need them the most. All right. Capricorn, Lord. Let's just dive in with Virgo and see what we got here. You know, Virgo, I'll do your letters first. Let's see what words we have for Virgo. I feel like Virgo has their shit together this month a little more. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Some of you are working in a studio or considering some type of in front of the screen work. Some of you are making a decision on who to work with. Do your research. Okay. Some of you are going to, Virgo, some of you are really clearing out your space, clearing the noise out of mind, out of the space around you. This could be changes in the home, moving furniture around, getting new furniture, moving someplace quieter in general. This feels like a physical situation, physical surroundings getting quieter, but it's your choice. Let's find out what that's all about. Wow, look at that. Justice, Chariot, and Victory. I mean, what else? I mean, for your own good, for your own health, or by luck or design of self. In the justice here, it's like balance. But because it's a choice, you're choosing that. This could be coming out of a situation that you were not treated well. You might have been around others who were not accountable for their actions. So your choice is making things right. You decide on your own direction. Here we have the Chariot. This is taking control back, or getting that control over a situation that once did not have a direction at all. You could have been circling the drain with past behaviors. Then we get this victory. It's choosing that. I see this as just great wins here. Self-worth. Some of you are coming out of a relationship where things were not healthy. Could have been work, could have been partnership. This feels like relationship, personal. No longer being cruel to self, and no longer letting anybody be cruel to you. This is good energy. Wow. Now, for the Virgo moving into this place where there's quiet, for those of you who are just achieving this state or moving toward this, remember there's going to be some times where it's going to get quiet. This is my angel guide card. And the angel, even though the angel has achieved full success and victory, sometimes things get quiet or we get tested and we forget that we're free, right? We forget that we're free to not experience more suffering, pain. That we don't have cement shoes on. In the healing, though, this is an opportunity for healing. We want to make sure we maintain balance. We don't stick with bad habits that we may have picked up and took with us in the car from the past. This could be addiction. This could be feelings of self-worth. The damage from the past does still affect going forward, does still have an effect. So we do want to find something that we can do with our energy when it's not healthy, when we're feeling bad, or if we're feeling tempted to return to the injustice, the bad things from the past. Absolutely must have something to distract you for these moments when you're not feeling at your best, when you feel off balance. Now the Hanged Man over the Chariot is like, you want to also make sure you're not like a lighthouse for the bad energies to return. Okay? Very important. This is a new beginning of self, new phase you're going into. It's growth. And you don't need to be anyone's sacrifice anymore. This is be very careful of stalling, because even though you run the race, you still got to, go back to the locker room, put your gear on, and you still have a life to live. And it must be lived with strength and passion for what is healthy. But you still have this open accessibility. So it is possible but it's choice. But all you have to do is just have faith in the choice that you've made. To 86 the noise, to enjoy quiet, enjoy an opportunity to think and find peace and comfort. It's learning to let go of situations that aren't healthy for you, partnerships. It's accepting the end of a relationship and knowing that something better is waiting for you. What's better? You. It's inviting in change and sticking with it. Learning to not find so much comfort in the whole opposites attract shit. We don't need to date the contradiction. What you want is the balance, and it starts with you. So it's an opportunity to get a hold of your feelings. Do not rush yourself through the quiet time. What's coming? A test. For those of you who do need it, I do suggest some counseling. 1 or 2 sessions could be a good start. Just promise yourself 1 or 2, and then if it doesn't feel good, drop it. But sometimes you do need someone to talk to. Especially because you could choose to go back through the cycle again. Very important. It's like escaping the cage only to, feel like you have nowhere else to go outside the cage. So you turn around and go back in. So we want to be careful of that in February. Because there's so much great opportunity, so much great work to be done. I see that. And the ability to choose to win and be victorious and to choose self-worth. They're just, coming out of this situation, it's the greatest honor of self, the greatest transformation of self. You just want to make sure it's you driving your motivations hereafter and not any old patterns, behaviors, or the others. Moving out of the past into the future has been a choice. Keep going. Keep going. Keep looking up. Keep your head to the sky. And I also feel like a part of this path includes helping somebody else. It's someone in your environment. This could be work, someplace out. But it feels like you're being prepared to be of assistance to someone close to you who needs exactly what you just came out of, assistance. I don't think you see this person because you're going through your own stuff. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's dealing with their own, wow. So you are here to help somebody with some of your data. I would strongly suggest don't go backwards. If you just got out of a bad situation, don't try to hop back out into the dating world again. Don't. Take the break. Take the break. Be very careful of what you addict yourself to, because there may be an addiction to certain types of attention, certain types of chaos. Okay? So we want to break that. Take time for self and work on, your material gains. This looks like a great opportunity to work on finances and, that rebuild. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. New beginnings, new projects. But first, you got to care about yourself. Take your break because you deserve it. Don't make any sudden impulsive decisions. And be comfortable alone for a little while. All right. And Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, I'm getting a different feeling. February, what's coming for Taurus? Okay, Taurus, so for the month of February, I see having to deal with some BS. This feels like testing your gangster. This is a relationship. This is making a decision in a partnership on how to respond to somebody. Getting a hold of your feelings. It feels like the energy of somebody who's figured out how to push your buttons. And it makes you, I don't want to say fight or flight. That's what came to mind, though. So you may be having issues in February where you're just turning your back and walking away, or dealing with someone who does that in an argument. Someone behaving very childish-like. And what they're playing the game with is your heart. This is someone who's, this is dealing with somebody who has sensitivity issues. They're not really cooperating. And they're not expressing 100% why. It's just somebody who doesn't want to argue. And you're not attracted to that in February. So it's like letting someone build themselves up. Giving someone enough rope to be a cowboy. Letting them finish themselves off. Burn themselves out. Let's go for some letters. Taurus. So the only word just coming out here is iced tea. Very interesting. So there's a question, and the question, the answer that you have in a relationship, like you have a question, why do you act the way you act? And this person, blah, 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 verbal diarrhea. The answer is in the experiences you have with this person. It's in the experiences. And are you really paying attention? So this is like having to deal with someone who's childish. You had the answer to your question long before you asked it. That's what I feel. In the month of February, you'll be questioning someone's behavior in a relationship, but you had the answer at the beginning. Were you looking? So this is an opportunity for an experience of the others that, puts you into this place where you're having an experience by yourself. Some of you may feel like you're carrying the brunt of a relationship by yourself. And you're dealing with someone who's being very cold. And this person might have something to say. They might like to talk about anything else except what they did. They don't want to talk about anything serious. This person might just enjoy the gossip and the flame, but, it's the childish mentality. And here we get 5, we get 3. And in our 3, this is having to deal with somebody's verbal expression. It's having to feel, decide on, do we care for a connection or care for ourselves? In the 5, we've got change, discipline. It's understanding we don't have to put up with confusion. And iced tea, coming from a human in these numbers, is, a drink of confusion. Ice cold confusion. Maybe it was sweet at the beginning. Perhaps it looks sweet. Ultimately, it's cold, it's icy. Ultimately, you have to do better. We have to want to do better. We must protect the self, the mind. But in the 3 here, we have the wisdom to accept the situation, accept someone's behavior. And not like I got to put up with it, but okay, I know what it is now. So the next move is up to you. What do you choose to experience next? More of the same or not? Any advice for Taurus? Let's see what advice we have for you here. Doesn't really, feels like choice here to me, but advice? The Empress, the moon's first, the Empress comes after. So for me and the Empress, it's realizing we might have nurtured someone for a little too long, might have, given too much for too long. It's having awareness of that which is hidden. It's awareness because you can now see it, can't deny it. Secrets are there. And it's right in your face. So it's not really a secret because the Empress is over here. And this is your 3 returning. So it's making a decision to continue on with the selfish master plan there. Or we can care for self. But it's choosing balance. Daughter of the Mighty Ones. That's the title of the card, Daughter of the Mighty Ones. It may be accepting certain situations and making moves into something healthier. You should. You should, very much so. Because it feels like the energy of putting others ahead in front of you for your whole life type of energy. At some point, the phoenix must rise and flap dirt all over the other one. I don't know what you do. I don't know. I can only say mental health is imperative. And then we have the Hermit. Magus of the voice of light. So after expressing what we need in relationships, what's good, what isn't good, we must accept that others simply are they're here having an experience. And in your more awakened state, you might have to recognize the snake in others. Recognize that others are just having an experience. Your awakened state is what makes you go through this garbage. And it's useless energy to output when people could be just acting better. But since that's not the case, this is really about your experience, your awareness, and what you do with it. What's coming? Lord of Short and Force, 8 of Swords. For some of you, what's coming, if you don't make some changes, it'll just be more force, more of the same. In the 4, we go from 8 to 4. So we go from our swords to our wands. We go from the mental to what could be physical behavior. The Lord of perfected work. This can be bringing back in an energy that is no good, you know that. And doing it just for the companionship of it. That's a choice, though. And this is the Lord of abandoned success. Staying on this path puts you back into the old cycle. You know that. But if you break it, what comes? Breaking the cycle. The Lord of the Gates of Matter, the Devil card. In this deck, this is breaking out of a chain, breaking out of a cycle. Because we get 6 out of this. The Lord of Winds and Breezes, the Knight of Swords. This is logic, having a direction, when perhaps before we had none. And then it's establishing our strength in the Three of Wands. It's taking leadership over self, life, others near you. It's taking the chaos and burning it away, letting it all smoke out outside over there. Ooh, Taurus, you have some decisions to make. It's time to use that psychic power. What's the future hold? Where do you see yourself in the next year? 365 days. Where do you want to be, and what are you doing to move towards that and move away from the cold shoulder of others? All right, let's do a collective. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. In the month of February, some of you guys are going to be having some health issues. This could be around sex, fears regarding sex. Some of you will be worried that you lack experience. You will be in your head a lot about that. Some of you need to have a good look at a certain situation. Some of you have lost something, and you are going to be looking all over your home for it. Unawarely, you will find it in some type of tube where you hid it from yourself. You hid it to hide it from others, but hid it from yourself. Clarify object. For some of you, this will be car keys. And you're going to be very upset because you know where you left it, but you kind of screwed yourself over making an error. So keep track of all keys and important things that you need in the morning or on your way out the door. This is planning ahead a little bit, because it will be, you won't be happy. You will get an experience out of that. It will be challenging. There'll be periods of giving up. And you're going to be asking other people around. And they'll be honestly telling you they don't know. But you're going to be very emotional. So this is one headache we can, yeah. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, be careful. Yeah, because this affects you needing to leave the house for something important. Okay. So for some of you, there's going to be a health issue, and you're going to need to get your keys quickly. And you don't remember. They're there nearby, but in panic, oh boy. In panic, you can't find them. For some of you, you're going to be getting a test. in February. That test is how you deal with cheating. This is a test as to whether or not you're ready to move into the next level, next set of vision, next love. This is trust. This is letting some of that hurt go. This is the universe testing to see if you are really ready. Have you healed? See, some of you are still haven't healed. Some of you are still bitter in February. And you may be in a place where you're just avoiding contact with others. This could be a chemical imbalance. We might be using chemicals to ease pain. Not the best thing. Okay? It not only doesn't not work, but it affects your work at work. So don't let relationship baggage go to work with you. In the month of February, if you're not trying to have a baby, be careful. Though some of you are believing it's going to bring balance, you might be trying to just hold on to someone. Be careful of that. If you don't want to have a family with the person you're being intimate with, February, that's there. So if this is a side piece or someone you don't intend long-term with, be careful. Just because this person isn't honest, you may be listening to someone who is not honest. I feel like if you really are listening and paying attention, you could see where things may go a little bit off. This person has blockages. This person doesn't know the difference between lust and love. They don't. So you want to be aware of that. This person may say one thing but be doing 12 other things. Ooh, what good stuff do we need to know here? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. In the month of February, some of you are going to be meeting someone at the gym. Very muscular person. But they have a victim mentality, which is weird. Okay. This person may have some type of something particular about the way they speak. This person may text more than they want to talk. They do like to be the center of attention, but they do have some emotional issues. I would call it baggage, but it's more like a boat. I don't think you see this at first. I think you trust what you see. But this person definitely has skeletons in their closet, maybe in the closet. Oh, that's a lot. They're definitely a little bit lost. Let's see. This person may come across as caring, affectionate. They may discuss things like they want to build and do things. And while they may have a decent apartment, they have a barn mentality. Barn. This person may look a little bit dirty. This may, for some of you women, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, this person may spark that motherly, nurturing, I'll take care of him type of energy in you. Be very careful, because there's some, no, you're not, Be very careful. And the interactions with this person, you're not going to be seeing this person in their entirety, especially sexually. Their goals will not be clear at first. They take before they give. And it doesn't mean they're going to assault you. It just could mean that they take a lot of your energy and don't give anything back. This person is egotistical, likes to be the star, but truly insecure. For some of you, you want to be careful. This person is a serial dater. They will hold your time hostage. You will be lured by the good looks. Be very careful, though, but because it's a chemical connection for you, and for some of you, there's a chemical connection to this energy, and you don't even see it. You don't even see it, but your soul recognizes it. This person may be kind of quiet until they get to know you. But they bottle their emotions. This person, when they speak, they need to double clarify or give double positives, when you say, so what's the worst thing you've ever done to somebody? And they say something like, well, the worst I've ever done to somebody? You really want to know? Well, to be honest, you want to be listening to somebody who needs to over-verify, over-clarify. Like, this person sparks that codependent, hazardous relationship you may have been in the past or have witnessed growing up. This is an opportunity to have that divine vision. And recognize things before they, bottom out. Don't make a sacrifice yourself. This is knowing your self-worth and blocking those who maybe don't. Taking your time to make sure you're getting involved with the right person, especially coming out of a gym. Okay? Let's see if we have anything better than the gym here. Some of you are going through, some call it a dark night of the soul, the ego death, whatever. You're coming out of a place where you've been hurt and you're moving in. Okay, well, you're not at this point. Let's just see if you're moving there. Ooh, wow. Some of you need to make sure that people are who they say they are. Someone involving money misrepresents themselves to you. They seem together, seem quiet. It's something that you're interested in, you could want. This could be something to do with, what's the word? Elective surgery. Be careful. Be careful. And make sure that the person who is doing that for you isn't broke or desperate for your money. This involves health. And so do your homework, because this is not a bruising you want where you don't trust medical people or business. For some of you, this offer is coming because somebody has seen or has been watching you and know that you might be a person to run the game on. Yeah, this is somebody bringing a partnership your way. Just do your homework, because you may have to make a sudden stop on this or a pass. And definitely want to make sure you're dealing with an honest person. Because if you're coming from an honest place, you know, this is check, check, double check. If you need help with answers, seek them out. This is something that definitely requires thought. We don't want to be turned upside down, you know, believing the wrong person. Okay? Double check who you trust, especially with your money and your health in the month of February. Clarify keeping secrets. Some of you in the month of February are going to be coming across somebody who has hidden mental issues. Please hold, if you're thinking about relationships or getting involved, really hold some conversations. Some of you are going to be running across somebody who has skeletons in their closet you should definitely want to know about first. This is somebody who cannot take criticism at all. In this instance, no is a good thing. In this instance, you know, being realistic about a situation is a good thing. Some of you don't have experience enough to know what could be, what could happen for the good and the bad. Some of you may end up in a situation you can't financially maintain pregnancy. Be careful. Don't just trust everybody because they can talk well. Someone invites you somewhere in this, right? But they have a vision about what's happening for you. Somebody definitely has a goal. 4 comes out twice. So some of you are going to be dealing with somebody who has violent tendencies on a sexual level. This person is thirsty, okay? You may be feeling thirsty too, but you may not want to go where they're going. Please be careful. You may be in a caring mode, but you're with somebody who is not. Okay, so I would hold some conversations. Test, evaluate, and move to safety if need be. Those of you who are involved with new people or, you know, hanging out for the first time. All right. Wow. Hope that was helpful. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, thank you so much for checking out this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, or if you didn't, like, comment, subscribe, thumbs down, thumbs up. I'm not sure. Whatever's right for you. Nonetheless, thank you for watching. My name is Psi Divine. Till next time.